Hey, be on the box score, basketball talk 101. So, Coach Roy, is that what they call you?
Yes, ma'am. C. Roy, Coach Roy.
I like that. Coach C. Roy. Coach C. Roy. I got a question for you. What gets player recruited? What gets players recruited when nobody's talking about them?
Effort. I mean, if you can find a guy that goes hard all the time, like Coach said, you can find a guy that's going hard all the time, no matter what his box score may look like. I think that's a big thing. I think a lot of people will talk about that. I think people will notice a guy who is sometime who is going to have a good game or puts 100% effort when he's having a good game. I think if you can like, again find that median, um, put in effort no matter what, I think you're going for sure get looked at for sure.
I'm not a recruiter, but if I was, one thing I think that I would look at is if I came to see you, that means I already taken a liking to you.
Hold on, pause. You not a recruiter. You are a recruiter, and you get people recruited. I just had to put that out there. He's so modest, y'all. He put kids in college. CDG put kids in college. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I think I would want to stay at a game or go to a game that I know that player is going to lose, and I want to see how when they walk out, how do they engage with their parents? How do they engage with the fans? And how do they engage with, whoever after the game? Because a lot of them, they lose, they got their hoodies on, or you just don't see them, right? Like that lets me know what type. Again, back to what you were saying, Coach, character, right? That lets me know who you are and being present where you are. Like game is over with, yeah, you're gonna be upset, but while you there, like just be able to live in that moment, man. And then when you go home, you can do what the heck you want to do. But how you engage with people after, because I see so many times in AAU worlds, man, they'll lose a game and parents try to come talk to them and they like, get out my face. I just lost. Don't talk to. I know how you gonna talk to me as a coach. You talking to your mom and daddy like that. I already know what you're gonna do with me. So for me, after games, that's a big flag for me. Like how you treat your parents after a basketball game, how you talk to your coach after a basketball game is big. What's number 2, Coach Smith?
That was good answers. I'm gonna throw this in there too because I said when how do kids get recruited when nobody knows you? Put your name out there. You got to put your name out there. You got to also have you got to have good character like they were saying, but you have to be able to put your name out there. You got to have people that can put your name out there. You got to have good highlights. You got to have a Twitter account. You got to have field level. You got to have NHFS, whatever it's called. You got to be able to put yourself out there. You got to be able to promote yourself. You got to be able to market yourself and your talent and your ability. That is a must. That's a must.
Perfect.
Just to say, since you wanted to say I do help kids get into school, just in the last 4 years, I had 12 seniors. All 12 seniors have signed and went off to play college ball. And CDG is not an organization that plays in all those exposure tournaments. We just know how to market our players and we know what college coaches are looking for. So that's one of the biggest things. Know what a coach is looking for. Like all the and you drop 30, that's not going to translate to college. Can you make a move in 1 or 2 dribbles? Are you playing off of 2 feet? Can you play with your left hand? Do you make IQ reads? Like, obviously, like if you shoot a shot, are you the first one to get back? Are you beating your players in strides up and down the court? Those little things is what's going to actually catch the coach's eye because those are the things that show up when nobody else is looking at. Obviously, the stuff that the normal fans see, no, these are coaches. They are looking at the game beyond what you are looking at differently. Really big. For me, you don't have to go to exposure tournaments. You got to know what a coach is looking for. You got to have somebody that's going to advocate for you. And then you got to also promote yourself if you're trying to get seen.
You agree with that, Coach Roy?
Most definitely. Wouldn't change a thing.
Absolutely. So, y'all, this is Basketball Talk 101. How important is it for guards to play off of 2 feet?
Very important. Extremely important. I think, because you open yourself to so many more opportunities. Whether if you just was just to pick your dribble up, you can only do so much, but you most likely look in the past. So I think, again, once you open yourself or keep your options open as far as ways to affect the game or even to score, you've done your job. But I think a lot of times we guys just want to go up into the hole, just try to just lay up on a bigger defender or, just try to go up on even maybe let's say 2. But I think playing off 2 feet shows a sense of control and being present within the game. I think that speaks a lot to somebody's mentality and IQ. So that's just a very, very, very important thing to have in your arsenal for sure.
Yeah, I don't have nothing else to add to that, man. It gets more options. Simple.
More options. Playing off of 2 feet gets you more options. So it is important to practice that. I think Jason, what's his name? Jason Burleson. Dang, I said that wrong. Play for the Knicks. What's his name?
Yeah. Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. I'm sorry, Jalen Brunson, if you ever watch this. Jalen Brunson, he's a small guard that plays great off of 2 feet. That's somebody that you guys can watch. I think it's important that you got to study those things and you got to work on it. All right. My last basketball one-on-one talk for the day. Tell the people, what is pick and roll, and how would you describe a pick and roll, and why is it important in the game of basketball?
Coach, you answer first.
What is a pick and roll?
Yeah, and why is it important? How would you describe it, and why is it important in the game of basketball?
I think a pick and roll is extremely important because one, it if you know how to use it right, goes back to IQ. It gives you an advantage, right? And then from
Yes.
there, you got to have an IQ. You got to know the big switch or what coverage they in. Are in the blitz? Are they hedging hard, soft? Drop coverage, whatever it's going to be. But it sets up the table. It sets up the chess pieces, right? And then from there, you can destroy because you know where to attack. But it goes back to IQ. But just being able, just a simple ball read, man, I think it could set up so much opportunities for anybody. And that's why the NBA does it. That's why you see it in colleges. They coming off of DHO, Zoom actions, off of horn sets, like just off of that pick and roll sets up so many freaking options. But it comes back down to IQ.
It does. It comes back down to IQ. Coach, what is a skill that's important to have when you're talking about pick and roll that a guard should have? What's an important skill that a guard should have that they use using a pick and roll?
Pace.
Okay.
A lot of players just come off of it and just run into stuff and not seeing what it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Pace.
I say making the right read. We might be able to shoot, come off that first initial screen. Maybe you might make that kick, might make the dump down to the big. Just making the right read, back to keeping your options open. Once you do that, you got a right idea of what you're doing.
Yes, coming off the ball screen with pace is important. And then I think what's really important about the pick and roll is understanding, like you said earlier, coaches, how teams are guarding you when you coming off the pick and roll. Are they going under? Are they high hedging? Are they switching? Are they trapping, blitzing? What are they doing? And then after you read what they're doing, because you have the pace, then you go attack and make the right read. What is important for the big? What skill is important, or skills are important for the big to have in the pick and roll situation?
If you're supposed to roll hard, because you can attract. A great roller can attract defensive so much, and you open up a whole lot more. Like your guard may be able to hit a shoot on the back end because somebody sunk in so much. You might be able just to get the ball. Let's say you get the ball on that roll, right? You might be able to make that one more.
Wait a minute. He picked up the ball. He picked up the ball. He real.
Not a magic. Wait a minute.
Yeah. That's it, wrong?
No, you picked up the ball. We was like,
oh yeah, my fault. Yeah, I just had it in my head. Yeah.
You were just talking normal, and the ball just popped out of nowhere.
Like magic. My bad. What you said? We sorry.
No, you good. Just being able to make that right read, like for the big, like I said, making that one more. If you a hard roller, you can attract the defense in so many ways. Like I said, the guard may be able to make that kick out if somebody is sunk in too deep, or let's say the big has received the ball and dump off, and let's say the defense recovers, you might be able to make that one more yourself. So I think just knowing what to do in any type of given situation is going to do you really good.
I think for a big one, make sure that you are setting a solid screen. Two, the short roll is a killer if you know how to do it. And that's what coach is saying. Like, can you catch that basketball in that pocket and be able to make some reads? Everybody just thinks they only train it, set the screen, roll to the block. It's so much more that you can do. So being a big that can actually facilitate you
Yeah.
actually might be a little nice little PG in that little soft spot and get
Yeah.
shooters
Yeah.
open. You might
And
not
you
get a
can't be
whole.
one dimensional.
Yeah, man. Hey, that short roll is a killer.
It is a killer. It is a killer. I think something else that is important that the big needs to have is understanding how to read what the defense is doing too.
Yep.
Because it might be a situation to where the big you need to read to slip, but you need to be able to slip and then maybe communicate that with your guard so they might not see it at the time, but if you can read it, then they'll be able to see it too. Like so also too being able to see, hey, when I'm going to go set the screen, my man is doing this. I think that's very important for a big. I think something smart to go beyond the box score. I think that is big for a big to have. So
Yep.
thank y'all for tuning in. Beyond the
Yeah.
box score
Already.
basketball talk. We love to talk basketball, baby. And these are some small nuggets. Play off of 2 feet. Understand pick and roll. And what was the other one? I don't even remember. But go back and watch it. Tune into our channel.
Facts.
Already.
Part.